There we go. So hopefully, can everyone hear me now? Hello? McLowering, hey, what's going on? Princeton Phalanx, what's going on, guys? Hopefully, this is coming in well. As you can see, we're professional here. So, how's everyone doing? So right now, Titan, thanks, man. I'm glad you can hear me. So, like I said, this is a very impromptu little stream here because I haven't had a chance to do any sort of editing for a lot of stuff, and I wanted to show off my new toy. So I decided to kind of do this little live stream. Now, I don't know who's going to show up. I don't know who's going to watch. I don't know who's going to come in here. But I want to be here with you guys and kind of show off what I got. So, being the professional I am, got myself a little script because I like to actually have information instead of going off the top of my head. Renato, how's it going, man? Yeah, I know I got True Star Screamers logo up there. I was running late and trying to get things out, but you never know. He might pop in. So what we're going to do is get things started off. And to do that, we're going to use my handy-dandy little Bobby Skullface mug and enjoy ourselves a little bit of fun while we get ready for things here. And we're going to talk about the Haslab Cobra H.I.S.S. So, you know, a lot of this stuff is really cool. We've been waiting 16 months for this thing, right? This Haslab started out on June 29th, 2022, right? And it went through August 15th with a goal of 8,000 backers. But, man, did we actually get above and beyond that. And we actually got a final backer total of 26,772 backers for this thing. I mean, that was awesome. So, as time went on and such, we've been waiting patiently. We actually had the early bird offering, which I'll talk about as I bring him on. And it was just really, it was interesting. It was the first G.I. Joe classified Haslab we've ever seen. And I think they knocked it out of the park. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So I think what I'll do to make it easy is start off by talking about the figures that came with it. I'm not going to show you the box. The box is big, and you've seen a bunch of other YouTubers show everything else. I just want to get to play with the toy. So that's what we're going to do. G. Tony, welcome on board, man. So, as I said, we started out with a goal of 8,000 backers, and they had what was called an early bird offering. Now, this was a little extra twist from Hasbro to kind of get everyone really engaged with this. And they put on their page, if the project was fully funded by reaching 8,000 backers within the first week of launch, which would have been midnight of July 6th, everyone would get this special character that was designed by Ron Rudat. So hopefully you know who Ron Rudat is, right? If not, real quick, with the Real American Hero line back in 1982, Ron Rudat was the lead designer for basically all the characters we love. He's the one that put everything down on paper and pen and made everything look really cool. So we all received this figure. Whoops. Don't worry, we're professional here. If there's noises in the background, it's all part of the show, man. So we received the H.I.S.S. Tactician with Ron Rudat's, tampographed or printed signature autograph on there, right? And it's really cool. We're kind of going out of order because he is actually number 100. But I just think it's really, really neat. And I have the dude right here. So let's get this out of the road and talk about the Tactician. Now, the cool part about this Tactician was the backers had a chance to vote on the color scheme. There were 6 different color schemes with it, right? But everyone kind of chose Bravo, which is the red and black. Kind of formulaic, I was hoping for a different color. But again, we got this guy. And he's really, he's a strongly built, all new buck. Right? Really awesome paint job. And he came with this assault weapon with removable little magazine here. Right? We know for a fact that it's Hasbro, so it's going to be, let's get that out of the way. but it's going to be blast effect compatible with at least their Hasbro stuff, right? Boom. So that's cool. Now, the only issue I have with this weapon, it's straight, so that's not an issue, but I've been having a devil of a time getting it in to his hand. I think because this stock is so short and the grip is so thick that when you try to like start peeling the hand back, it makes it really difficult to get in there without bending the gun. So that's kind of unfortunate, but for what we're going to get, it's not too bad. Now, he does come with this little arm communicator here that is rotating on his forearm. The deco is really nice. Everything's really sharply painted. Right? He's got this little pistol here on the side, and he comes with not only a pair of trigger fingers, but he also comes with a pair of fists. Now, these fists have this big old bulky piece around it here, right? So that's kind of interesting. Excuse me, I had to take a drink there. I've been dealing with a little bit of a cough, so I didn't want to do that in front of y'all. But on all, but articulation-wise, his head only goes up that far. If you haven't seen, I don't know if anyone's going to do this, but he's got this little tiny ball peg, like everyone else has been seeing here. And again, I don't know what's going on with the latest releases from Classified, but they give like no clearance to actually rotate the ball peg. So he doesn't really get a lot of up and down. Pardon me, guys. Sorry. But everything else, he's got this really good butterfly, right? He's got pinless elbows and knees. He can do a full split, which is really good. And, he's got this really interesting ankle cut here, or boot cut. It's down here really low. So again, that allows for that extra articulation, because at first I was like, man, that sucks. It's all this one big piece. But no, they snuck it in there. And it's cool that they utilized the paint to kind of hide that cut a little bit. So, but you get a full articulation up and down, really cool. And it's neat that we got this figure kind of like as a incentive to spend $299 plus shipping and handling. But enough of this guy. Let's go on to the other figure. Which is the official Cobra H.I.S. driver. Right? So this one is actually number 99. Right? What's cool about this, in case you didn't know, the Cobra drivers, the H.I.S. drivers, are actually it was released with the original vintage H.I.S. tank in 1983. His tank and driver was available to 85, and the H.I.S. drivers were actually Cobra officers selected from the best, the strongest, and the nastiest of Cobra's annual recruits. Each driver graduates from Cobra Battle School and Advanced Weapon Systems Training, and they are required to be experts in not only the H.I.S., but the Cobra Fang chopper. So that's a little quick bio, because again, these are troop builders. They didn't go on in depth. There's no specific guy like Wild Weezer or whatnot, but that's the box. Yay. And here is the driver. And amazingly enough, he's the exact same sculpt as the Tactician, only different colors, right? So articulation's all the same. He comes with his little sidearm and his little gun. Excuse me. And again, he has this little communicator or comm badge on the side here. And again, he will have trigger hands and fist hands. I thought I put them on, but I guess I didn't. Excuse me again. Gosh, guys, I'm sorry. But he's really cool. He's nice and strong and thick. No QC issues that I have had with any of these figures. Now, like I said, the challenge was getting the gun in his hand without do anything. And I kind of had to say, when I tried pulling it back, I'm showing his butt. Sorry, guys. Woo. Um, I did scrape a little bit of paint on his pinky finger here when I was trying to open the hand up to fit the weapon in. So I'm not going to worry about that because he's going to be sitting in the vehicle. So that's the H.I.S.S driver. Now we had a third one, a third figure provided to us. And she was part of a part of a tier that came with the H.I.S.S 10 campaign. Now I'll go through the actual tiers when we get the vehicle up. But with her, and where did I put her box? Sorry, guys, everything around here is totally chaotic, and I was trying to get things ready, but I found it. And we have, with the tier 3, which was a weapon accessory pack for the H.I.S.S, we got the H.I.S.S Gunner. And this is a female figure, nice female buck that goes along. She's number 101. And again, we don't have any details. These are all new figures for the classified line. We don't have any vintage stuff. But she is really, really good. I am really impressed with her of the 3 figures. One thing to note, when you took out the weapons, I don't know, McLaury. I don't know. When you pull out the weapons pack, normally you had like the top, it lifted from the top, but with this one here, they actually printed everything right on the box, and it opens from the side, which is really nice. I actually prefer that more than the way we get the classified stuff as it is. It's named, the gunner and everything, but she is really, really cool. Again, I think the same upper body buck. It's all brand new. And she has this vest piece that goes over top that provides her body armor. But I know a certain reviewer who's going to show this in the review, but I want to try it now and check. I pull her head off camera. So she's got this little ball peg, and again, it's a challenge of not really having any space to move the head. But let's try her with good old Agent Helix, and let's see if she'll fit. And let's give her a little tug, and we do. So I mean, that's good that we got. I'm sure like shooter and everything, that's going to be great. So if you have, if you want to customize this to be more of a villainous person, or the Valkyries or anything along that lines, that same ball peg fits. So that's really neat. Now she additionally comes with the most accessories of the group. And let me get her head back on here while we'll do this. All right. So I have her here with her really, 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 really big shotgun, right? Comes in. I have her fist on. She comes with a pair of trigger hands and a pair of fists. And again, these fists, the little cuff piece is smaller to obviously fit the size of the buck. And I think that actually complements her a lot better than it does on some of the males. But she has this, like I said, this really big shotgun. And let me grab her other stuff here real quick. Stay. All right, lay down. So, where did I put it? Apologies again. You have human heads on them, G. Tony. Well, that's good because I think the Culper Troopers are humans as well in this world, but I get what you're saying, man. What's up, everyone? TM Reviews, hello. We're doing everything. All right, the upper body is from the Valkyrie. Good to know, man. Just so you know, T-Man978 has been working diligently on his review, which he has uploaded as well. So after this stream, go check it out. But afterwards, not now. Give me a little bit of time. So she comes with her little sidearm, which we'll put inside here. All right. We'll take off the big gun. She comes with a big old nasty hammer with a pick on the end, and it's all studded. It's all plastic and it's straight, and she can fit it pretty well. It's a little loose in her hand, but that's also with me just taking that gun out. And we had one other item here, which I gotta find real quick. And where did I put it? Because I was so shocked with it. Well, isn't it quinky dink? I misplaced it for the moment, but what she also comes with, and I will show it on the box at least, is she comes with this big tactical spade. And it's in cardboard, which is probably why I don't see it right now because I was shocked. But it also came out quite straight. So, again, it's really cool though. I really like her a lot for what she has, right? So that is the figures that it came with. Oh wait, I'm wrong. There's one more that came with it. There's more because we had the main goal of getting 16,000 backers to fully fund everything, right? We had a special added bonus, and that was this guy, right? A retro card back Cobra Commander retro style, like I remember from Wave 1 in 1982 that I had when I was a kid. Minus the fact that this one has the special Mickey Mouse ears, right? So, yeah, this is really cool. And it's got all the accessories here with the fist, an open palm, the pointy finger. You know, a lot of stuff that you've seen with some of the other guys, maybe like this guy here. So, yeah, I mean, this is really gorgeous. There's the back if you haven't read this bio or anything. So, yeah, this is really cool. My Clowring says, open him. You know, for you, buddy, I will. Here we go. We are just taking one more figure out of rotation for all the scalpers on eBay because I don't intend to sell this guy at all. And we are here to review and give impressions of toys. And I like to play with my toys, not look at them in a box. So I'm not going to pull out all the different accessories. We've got other reviewers that are going to possibly go through it. I might do something later, but yes, he's out of the box. So let's go ahead and just give him a quick look. Sorry for the noise as I pull him out of the plastic. But he feels really, really nice. Really, really nice. I don't know what else to say about it, except, wow. You know, he's got a nice ab crunch. He's got his waist rotation. Pinless double jointed elbows, which are extremely tight right here. So I might mess around with him and heat him up a little bit. Same with those pinless double jointed knees. And he's got ankle pivot down, up. He's got the same boot cut here, like on the other figures, which is low, and it's really nicely hidden in the sculpt. So this is just like a really nice figure, man. Really good. You know, I don't know if I like it more or less than the classified series here, the modern take on it. And I don't have like the Supreme Snake and all that other stuff. But dude, I'm extremely happy with this guy. He is a very nice addition. You know? So really, really cool. So I mean that's the figures, right? And normally you'd be like, all right, that's kind of cool. I'm down with it. But that's not what we came here to see. We came here to see. I know, Mariano, I took him out of the box. What am I going to do, man? There's so many other ones that are going to go through and something else. But that's all right, man. We have this Mamma Jamma right here. And I'm already going to sneak up on a couple of things here, but let me get that out of the way. But here we have the H.I.S. tank. And holy crap, guys. This is actually, I mean, I've seen other people talking about it and pulling it out, but I literally pulled it out of the box tonight. And the first thing I said when I actually pulled it out of the plastic was, holy fuck, I don't know where I'm going to put it. This thing is massive. It's gorgeous. You know, we already know the measurements from the Haslab campaign, but I mean, this thing is from tip to nose. I'm pulling about 18.5 inches. That's what she said. Giggity. To the top of the guns, we're at about 11 inches. And for girth, from tread to tread, we are at approximately 8 inches wide at the treads. So, I mean, this is no small toy, to say the least. And we haven't, you know, we've gotten vehicles in the past so far. And, you know, I keep hitting that button, which we'll talk about later, but I have some stuff to look at. So the first vehicle we got was with Zebedinus, and it was the Cobra Coil, which was her special little sci-fi motorcycle. And as you can see, it does come up to the top of the treads. All right, as it should. So I will get to that McLaren. I will show you. So the next vehicle we had come through was for the Joes, and we had the Ram cycle with breaker for the Joes, and then we had the Tiger Force one with Duke. So again, about up to the treads. Oh, excuse me. And there's the Ram with my 3D printed sidecar from Mark II Designs, which I didn't do a video on, but I'll do that at some point. Anyway, really cool. And as we continued on, we had other vehicles, such as, I'm going to bounce around on when they released, so apologies. But to go with Cobra, we had the Trouble Bubble right here. We've had, that's another recent release here in 2023. Probably one of my top 10 favorite vehicles and figure sets for this year, which I'm sure we'll talk about as 2023 comes to an end. What else we have? What else we have to go with? Not technically a vehicle, but just for size and kind of something that I'm hoping to put some pictures with. Scrap Iron's missile pod. And again, just having that, even on this little terranium sheet, you know, just looks really cool. Definitely something you can see supplementing and moving alongside the caravan of H.I.S. tanks. And with the H.I.S. tank, you know, not only do we have Cobra Commander that was in charge, but at some point we had the actual Supreme Commander of Cobra, Serpentor. And he was released last year with his own sled, which was at the time one of the larger vehicles we received in the classified line. And as you can see, even now, it kind of pales in comparison. You know, again, it's a pity that they never provided a stand or an adapter to put that on, but we got plenty of 3D printers in the community. But as you can see, like this would be really cool, just kind of going alongside the H.I.S. tank, you know, above if you had the space. But again, like I said, the largest vehicle at the time has now been replaced. So that's my scale comparisons. But now, I mean, just I want to play. So we, what you say, Princeton? We all have we can have a H.I.S. tank race. So let's kind of go through this here. Now I kind of have it set up as kind of the default classified layout, and that's because I have the classified series canopy on top here. And I'll kind of show some of the other stuff because those were tiers. But just before I get to that, just looking at this thing, it is absolutely awesome. You know, and I know I'm critical of a lot of stuff. Some say I just kind of troll it, but it's for valid reasons. But this guy, dude, I'm glad I invested in the money. People have already shown the treads moving. This is a good injected TPU rubber for the treads. They have a really cool texture on, and nothing gums up. You don't really have to push hard to get this thing to move around. So that it just blows my mind. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Something that Dave was talking about with his unboxing, which again I kind of agree with, is no foot pegs in the back. So you got to have your figures holding on for dear life. So yeah, we have that. But again, that's cool that it folds up. We already know about the tow hook because the SMS is going to be available for pre-order from Hasbro Pulse probably before Christmas because they want you to spend your money no matter what. Because they need it, but that's another topic altogether. But again, a nice attention to detail. The tampografts are really cool. Like all the deco on this, really nice. Now, what we have though is that this is really not the first version of the H.I.S. tank model. And I had another thing to kind of show in the background, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. But we're going to try. So I'm going to move this out for a second because history lesson, scripted, professional here. So the first H.I.S. tank actually was the Mark 0. And this was designed again by Mars Industries, which is from the War Profiteer Destro. And this is the retro version because it's the better version in my opinion. But the Mark 0 model was a more heavily armored version of the H.I.S. tank, and it housed 2 figures for the front, and it actually dropped down for a driver and a co-pilot, as well as having the ability to separate. Now, let me see if I can get to that second picture here of what I'm talking about. Here we go. And again, this is not the best, so you got a professional guy right here. Okay. Am I putting the stickers on to Princeton? Probably not, man. Probably not. I know someone who's going to, and it's going to look amazing. But as you can tell with the Model 0, not only did it have a drop-down canopy for the figures to go in, it actually could separate from the main body and have a faster vehicle leave from the front. So I'm trying to think of something that compared with that. It's escaping me at the moment. But again, that was kind of cool. But with the mythos that I was reading for this, it was beyond the budget of Cobra. So they told Destro to kind of go back, redesign it, make it cheaper. Which is where we got the Mark 1. And temporary hold while I refill my mug from Bubba's Coffees with a little more courage to get the cough out of me. And don't worry, we're professionals. We're going to, we'll use a little ginger ale. We're good. Okay. So the Mark 1 was the next design. Weighing in at 10 tons, it could reach speeds of 75 miles per hour on pavement and 60 miles per hour on, regular ground. It was armed with a pair of dorsal mounted 30 millimeter Diablo automatic guns. It had low level light and scanners and a sophisticated micro resolution radar. So again, with all that speed and agility, it could never be outmatched in its class. But it couldn't really be considered a tank because the armor was so light on it now. And that because of that, though, it was inexpensive for Cobra to make. And They made it so it was easy to maintain, which means it had the ability to be modular and allowed for replacement, upgrades, and repairs in a super efficient manner, which means if there's something going wrong, you kind of plug and play, man. You got it in, you got it back out, which is why this became the de facto weapon for Cobra in all their engagements. And what is really cool about this with the H.I.S.S tank, it was marked the Mark 1 G7 or GH7 Charlie, which, if you look back on the H.I.S.S tank here, I don't know if you can see it here. That's the model number they tampoed on there. Great deep cut. Love it. Really good. So it showed they really put a lot of care into this tank. Hey, Lowell. Good to see you on here, man. So let me kind of get rid of this little doodad here, get it back to where we love things, which is that beautiful little Cobra background. There we go. So we talked about it. Now I want to mess around a little bit more. So a lot of stuff that we've kind of already seen, come into play. These front cannons, these dorsal cannons, again, Dave kind of mentioned in his unboxing, and I couldn't picture it until it's in hand. But the purple kind of burn effects on the dorsal cannons is really nice. Again, these are more like supposed to be, I guess, lasers or whatnot, so I guess I can see the purple. Most normal weapon burning effect actually is kind of like a bluish purple brown that happens at the barrel, especially for automatic weapons. So again, really cool in the fact that it's there. The fact that this rotates, I love it. And we got these little, the nice guns and such. The canopy, again, with the classified one, the fact that it is, it's got the little kind of, I guess you want to call it design or anything, the deco with it to kind of break it up and not make it as plain. Really nice. And the suicide doors are a nice touch for getting in and, providing information to the driver and whatnot. Really, really cool. And as we'll see, we have options. And options are good, someone told me once. But here, this is the inside, guys. And while everyone has been showing a lot of this, and I love looking at it, seeing it in hand really is nice. I mean, there's a texture. I don't know if anyone's been saying about it, but there's actual texture, like leather style texture on the armrest and here on the actual seat itself. So that's really cool. The little clasp that holds the 5-point. Pardon me, guys. Sorry about that. The 5-point belt in place. It's just a simple pin situation. Now, there was concerns about the fragility of this seat belt. To me, it doesn't feel bad at all. It's a very flexible, and as you can see, like it actually goes further into the H.I.S.S tank. So if I pull this out, it actually adjusts inside. So it's a lot longer in here than sorry guys, it's a lot longer than expected. So let's get them put into place here. So where is my driver at? I just had him. There he is. He's sitting on my 3D printer. All right, so let's see. I haven't tried this yet, so you guys are going to be with me the first here. Let's see how he works. Now I got his sidearm in. We're going to slightly bend the knees, right, and straighten them out, just so we know he gets in there nice and tight. So we're going to lift the top part up, and we're going to get him in a seated position as I push that button. And actually, we leave the legs straight, it seems like, to get him in. All right. And then we simply pull the top strap over, make sure he's sitting down inside there. And we merely push the pin back into place, he says, hoping that it works. Okay, so there's that. Um, as you can tell, there's a joystick on the one side and some other controls over here. I'm not going to finagle that around for you guys, but like I said about this extra length, it gives you a little more wiggle room to put a figure in of various sizes, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, to get him in position. And once you get him set in, you just drop that canopy, and dude, looks nice, man. Looks nice. He's sitting right in that sweet spot where you can definitely still see him, but he's not going to be, his head's not bopping against the top or anything. Looks wicked, man. Wicked awesome. So we got that into place. I'm going to keep pushing that button, but I don't care. So going back to the top weapons here, we are going to put in our lovely female H.I.S.S gunner. And I don't know if she'd be considered an officer as well. I know the officers for the H.I.S.S drivers is because depending on the rank, which the O-ring line, the H.I.S.S driver was an 05, which whatever that is in the Army, I forget. 05 is captain in the Navy or whatnot, but whatever. But you know, they're commanding units in the field, just kind of armored division type of stuff. Really cool. So with her, she's got a lot of space now. Again, if you don't want her falling all over the place, you kind of take the time and push her in. Now these handles are soft, so I do recommend if you do play with yours, you kind of push it from the bottom into the hand. All right, and it slides real easy into place. I got her fist on that side, but again, nice and easy. She'll hang out in there, and she's got a lot of room to move around, right? So really good. Really, really good. And then, of course, as everyone's going to show, we got the back side here. Now, I do really love the fact that when you open this up and you have the batteries in, that canopy light pops right on. Don't need to push anything, right? Jack Perkins. Sorry, guys. I haven't really been watching, so I apologize if I'm missing anything. Please, someone shoot him up there. So Jack Perkins wouldn't have any problems driving the H.I.S.S. Dude, I don't know, man. There's no cup holders, and there's no spot to put anything like pork rinds or I don't know, donuts or anything. So I don't know. He might be able to fit in here. He's got plenty of space. You know, there's a lot of room for cake, so to speak. But so again, this back's really cool. This jump seat, let me get a good angle here for you guys. And we have been on for 38 minutes. Holy crow. That's cool. But if you can tell, and I can get a little closer here, that jump seat is really nicely designed. Huge ass Cobra symbol on the back. And actually the seat itself is kind of beveled up on both ends. And it does adjust up and down to fit various figures. And it also comes off apparently. So that's cool. So, I mean, that is actually a good option if you don't want to have someone sitting here, because you see there's not a lot of space. But say you want to take that out and you want to take your dreadnought, so to speak. Now he's going to have to duck because he's a little bit bigger. But, he and a couple others could possibly, be in there crouched ready to rock and roll without being rock and roll. And then we got the weapons rack on this side that will hold the tactical shovel and hammer as well. And again, this is kind of adjustable and possibly removable. I'm not going to try it here, but mess around with it and let you know. So again, it's really neat, kind of let enough detail and to make it really cool. And the fact that it actually transports figures like the H.I.S.S tank originally should do is really nice. So if the tactician has a foot fetish, he has a perfect view with that seat. Yeah, and he can also, if he wants, because we're professionals here, he always has a nice big space to look up, because that little I guess capsule that holds the figure in place, he can get a straight shot up, bro. So he has easy access for cake and frosting. So yeah, dude, like this is really, really neat. But because it's a Haslab, I'm going to set this to the side just so I have it. This came with tiers, right? So with this whole thing, we had tier 1, right? And that was to be unlocked after reaching 10,000 backers. And that was 2 sets, where'd it go, of side-mounted missile racks, which are right here. So these things are pretty badass, actually. They're definitely, you can't mess up a side per se, and they will fit in this little port. He says, as he's never done it before till right now. But yeah, oh, dude, cake, and it's in there. It's nice and tight, and it also will extend. Now I know when Dave was doing his unboxing, and he was looking at things, he said it felt like it drooped a little bit. Now, when I pushed it in and I pull it out, I don't really see any sort of drooping per se, but that could happen over time or when it's that's fully extended right there. But hey, it's cool. And the fact that each one of these Mal-Hiss missile accessories, because Hasbro likes to make hiss things, come out. And you know what I didn't pull out was a blast effect from scrap iron to see if they fit into this, because they each have a little port in the back that would be perfect for a blast effect. It's got a very unique dumbbell peg where it's kind of like a pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not that. Anyway, hexagon. So it's a small one and a large one. So it's kind of a unique connection, but for those that want to do those action scenes, I am sure there are going to be customizers that will create some sort of blast effect that'll plug into that and have it launching off, because that would be really cool. Now, I don't see, and I'm not going to try pushing too hard, but it looks like they only face vertically. I don't see any sort of pivot that allows it to adjust to aim upwards or whatnot. But again, this is a fast-moving vehicle. It's probably going to bombard you with as much stuff as they can, as quick as they can. So they're probably not going to be, lighting up, shooting these up. They're probably going to be surface-to-surface missiles to go towards larger Joe vehicles like Mobats and whatnot. But again, a really cool accessory, and the fact that it comes so easy to plug it in and out, no hassles. Tampographed Cobra symbols on one side. Just really, really nice. And it really fits out a good compliment for this. And just because I am really retentive about this, you know what? I'm not gonna torch you guys, but I guess I am. No, I'm not. But the Mark Zero H.I.S.S tank actually was designed from the Mark Zero, and if you remember the 2005 H.I.S.S tank that was with the Valor kind of line, it actually shows a H.I.S.S tank that has all the variations for the different tiers that we're looking at. So anyway, that's that. That was tier 1. That was 10,000 backers. Then we had tier 2. And that's kind of where it really is kind of cool, for me at least, because I like the old stuff. But we were provided an opportunity to back it and unlock the tier that allowed for a vintage canopy and 2 sets of side track armor plating. We had a Classified Series version and an old school type of plating here. So I'm going to put one of each on, and I'm going to put this this on. Now I am a little nervous because it is just a simple pin friction push in, but I think I tried it once or twice already. I think I got it figured out, so I'm not going to be as scared. I'm still going to be scared, but not as much. So let's go ahead and find a side that we're going to use. So we're going to put the vintage on this side, and there are plugs on the side here that go into the into the wheels here. So I guess I got a question for you guys while I'm putting these on is if you bought the tank and you saw these tiers, which version of the plating and canopy would you use? Do you like the classified one with the kind of extra flare and the larger, this is a larger version of the armor plating that covers the front, or did you really want that old school nostalgia feel? Right? So here we go with the classified side with the canopy on there. And that looks, I mean, it looks nice. This is a nice tampograph gray hazard striping here along the side. Same as a very faint one across the side of the HISS tank itself. And we have this nice little tampograph across here. Don't know if it means anything, but it's cool. And then on this side, kind of have the same numbers, but you can see how it's changed, right? Much smaller. So I don't know which one I like more. I don't know. Let's see what happens when I put the canopy on. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this clamshell. So this is the part where, you know, if we had Jeopardy or nerve-wracking music, we could put that in place. But, you know, we're professionals, so we know what we're doing here. So I always turn the cannons away so I have as much room as possible. And I'm just going to kind of wiggle it up. Easy peasy, right? He says. So we'll pull that off. And let's go ahead and slide on this vintage piece right now, man. So we're gonna hold it in place here on this one side and kind of push down. Right? There we go. Nice and easy, man. And there we go with a vintage looking canopy. Really displays the driver. Looks cool. Sorry for the ring light shining on everything. But, dude, I'm at a quandary, man. I really love this old school HISS tank look with the canopy, but I love the extra detail for the tread covers. I'm conflicted. Much confliction going on here. So that's cool, but we're not done because, like I said before, now I just noticed, I'm going to try to pull these ladders down. Now these are a little tight and it's very thin. So I don't even know if I'm going to try that, dude. Maybe there's a better way, and I'm not going to test my luck right now. But again, these ladders come down. All right. Princeton, thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. Have a good night, man. Mariano, vintage, or I'm sorry, McLaren, vintage, 100%. Dude, I get where you're feeling with things. I'm kind of, I don't know if I want to mix. I don't know if it's good to mix brands or not, or slides. So plain, but so good. Yeah, man. I mean, that's the thing. That was the cool part about, you know, a lot of the older stuff is that it was really just straightforward and really cool to have. And it was just enough to get things going. So anyway, vintage for the win. There we go, man. So we had another tier, like I said, which provided us our lovely gunner, but we also were given some additional accessories. And that was, make sure I find everything here. Everything is on top of my 3D printer. So we also came with 2 side weapons, these machine Gatling gun type of things. And these were 2 Hisruptor ZX5 blaster accessories. And they have these ammo barrels that attach. One is keyed differently than the other, so you know which side goes where. And you just kind of plug them into these ports on the side. Now, they're a little, now that I see this, maybe I'm putting on the wrong side. I am. Because I was going to say, she has a little less room in that thing in the way. But they slide in fairly well. There's a good amount of friction on there to kind of keep them in place, to get them in there. I do say if you're going to want to try to move them around, don't push them in too far because, again, this is a kind of a thin plastic and it's only held on by a little pin. So if you try to maneuver this around, hold it by the bottom and don't push it all the way down. That's my recommendation. But again, that's really cool. Is a little busy, maybe. And just to test my theory on something, I'm going to see if 2 people can go into that area so we can man weapons. So Destro is going to disarm. And let's see. Baroness, don't be upset. He's only coming from behind for a second. But no, you can't put 2 in. So what I can imagine is you kind of take her off the guns, and like the pilot would be able to pilot the dorsal area, which allowed her to take these disruptors and go to town, right? So we received that, but we also got a H.I.S.S integrator cannon accessory. Now this is really cool in the fact that this reminds me again of that 2005 H.I.S.S tank where it had a set of chain guns underneath the nose, and that's where this goes. So let me pull these out because I am nervous about that and I don't want to break anything. So there we go. We'll take them out of the way, and we are going to go underneath and we'll answer some questions we had about this earlier. So as we go to the side, hopefully you guys can see that, but our little chin guns, there's a little knob here or button that depresses and allows you to simply position and press, and it'll pop, he says, pop right into place. So you want to hold it, push it in from the back. You can kind of slide the guns up to get yourself more room. Slide it into place nice and easy. And then we got these really cool chin guns right here that are maneuverable. They go up and down. We got left and right motion. So we got a lot of movement to kind of position and attack anti-personnel weapons, in my opinion. And this was actually, in its own plastic clam, which allowed the barrels to stay straight. And it's got this purple tinge along here as well. Inatabi, what's going on, man? Hey, good to see you on here. So again, really cool, right? And what else do we want to say? Oh, who was asking earlier about the batteries? Okay, so this actually comes out, in case you didn't know, and it's keyed up here on the red. It's keyed to fit inside this circle here, but we're going to take her out for a second just to continue with our undercarriage anatomy. So we realize that we have lights on this vehicle. It takes 3 AA batteries, and you insert them here. We have this little section that is secured with this Phillips screw, nice and easy. 3 go in, and we're all set. Now, as I've been messing around with this, obviously you've seen lights and whatnot continuing to go on. That is all activated by this big button right here. So there are supposedly, I think, looking at the map that we got here, we have 9 features for this. Now, I might do something later to show all this stuff, but to show all 9. But the main thing we see, this one here, I don't know if you can tell, obviously. Let me, I'm going to try to turn off this lights so you can see things a little easier, guys. If it does suck and you can't see a thing, shout it out, and hopefully someone will put that up and I can see, and I'll turn the lights back on. So, okay, how's that looking? So we have the initial turn on here, right? And as you can saw, like this part here, the front display kind of flashed a little bit as you're kind of starting up the tank, and it all came across here. So we got the kind of like the Knight Rider, if you want to call it, the grill here with the red. I can say that's kind of like the low radar type of thing. So that's kind of cool. Hold on one second. Yes. Does a printer have inks so I can print something in the morning? Yes. Okay. Thanks. Sorry, my son is getting his college stuff together. Anyway, so that's 1. Number 2. Now, hopefully you guys can see this, but that's the big seller for everyone, right? Was this Cobra symbol being projected on the ground in front of it. Kind of like that power projection, fear factor. Yeah, so it was really, really nice to see, right? And, I mean, that's just really cool. Next, we have for driving at night or in foggy conditions, or as we go through here, we've got front lights and lower lights here to kind of see what's in front of us. And as always, because we're safe drivers, we've got backlights, right? Easy identifiers. Let's see what we got next. And now, I thought there was I don't know what else came through. Oh, I think with this one, the grill pops back up. All right. What'd you say to me, Tommy? As a kid, I used to pull the turn off and put figures inside. So the opening door is great. Absolutely, man. That's what I like a lot about this Haslab, is that it gives you a lot of opportunity to put figures in. With that other one, we actually had the front light on as well. And then I pressed it again. The Cobra symbol went off, but everything else stayed on. We got low light. So we just had the lower lights for this one. And like a smaller, I guess that's just kind of after light from the bottom coming through the top. And then we just have, again, just that front grill coming through with the Cobra symbol displayed underneath. And then, oh, did I miss something? Oh, no, never mind. For some reason, I was thinking that the chin guns lit up, which would have been really awesome if they had some sort of lighting effect that shot down, because they have all this wiring up here. That would have been wicked to have some sort of lighting effect come out through here. Unfortunately, didn't happen. That's cool. Now, I think what I read from the, let me turn on these lights again, from the manual map is that it has a 10-minute timeout for any sort of effect. So if you, for some reason, want to leave your batteries in and display it, and then every time you move it around, it comes on, 10 minutes is supposed to shut off. Me, I probably won't put batteries in unless I want to do like a shoot or something. But, yeah, dude, I mean, I think that's most of the stuff we got, man. So lights are really cool, Mariana. I totally, I mean, some people were saying, I love the tank itself. I didn't need the lights. Dude, if I paid $300 for this, I want lights. I would love to have a sound. I would have loved to have heard some sort of sound clip of hearing this like engine powering up. Would have been cool. Can't have the world though. But yeah, I mean, this thing is just wicked. And what would be cooler? Let's put our big guy. Now, again, Roblox was the biggest classified figure until this guy came out. But I just want to see how much he towers in this. So let me get his arms up so he's there. So again, there's no pegs in this center section, so you're not like going to get in position. But just for S&Gs, let's do a quick scale. So that's Serpentor. Let me get this a little higher. Pardon me. All right. Sorry, I can't really get close here, but I mean, there's Serpentor above the cannons, right? Pretty large. And then we have a male buck with Destro. I mean, just the size difference is wild, man, compared to that. And then, like I said, we had a female buck. So again, she kind of hides behind. Oh, shoot. I totally forgot. This was a special add-on that Hasbro decided to give people out of the kindness of their heart, he says sarcastically. But we also had this little extra shield piece that they didn't show off until the unboxing video they did on YouTube, which, again, they say is to protect the driver from any sort of attack towards her. Makes sense. But what I don't care for is, let me get this out of here. Sorry. I feel like I'm Canadian. I keep saying sorry. All right. So with the back of this, we'll take her out. What I really wish they could have did. Wow. What they could have done here was they put Tampa everywhere else. Just put like a dial or some sort of display piece right here, man. That would have been money, dude, because that's where you want to, if you're going to have this in place, that's where you're going to look at to start targeting. Now, it's cool they tampoed a Cobra symbol onto the gunner's wheel here. So, anyway, sidetracked. I blame the allergy meds. Anyway, so, yeah, I mean, I think this is the majority of stuff somehow. I think the gunner protection tail lights are both violations of the Cobra. Possibly, man. Possibly. But, Cobra has to spend their money where they can. So they'll cut corners for efficiency. And the fact that some of these figures are disposable. But I say that flippantly because officers are kind of indispensable and they're kind of pains in the asses. But she's really cool, so I don't want to lose her. So let's see. What else are we going to do? Oh, all right. This is going to be controversial, I'm sure. But I want to see it. So the question is, and I'm going to turn that off because that's kind of like, so I'm going to put this, I'm going to do this in some future stuff, but I'm going to call this Kenneth Vala. And by that, I mean, I want to see when we cross streams, cross brands, and see how it looks. So I have here the Valaverse Bone Collector, and I am just curious to see what he's going to look like sitting up here, man. And I know it sounds simple. I mean, it's like, yeah, he's another 6-inch figure. But, dude, the fact that you're bringing in some realism to this, let me take this off because it's annoying. It's kind of wild, man. So, having him in place, if he was like a if he was a figure in the classified world, if I pulled up Major Blood, I'd throw him in there. But I really wanted to see what Bone Collector looked like. And, dude, it's it's awesome. I love it. I won't put him in the pilot seat because that would be crossing the line. But I also wanted to check out one more thing because I love the color scheme. And that is with the PowerCon exclusive Valaverse Horde Swarm. Now, this color scheme, man, red, black, gray. I mean, it kind of sells itself. And again, if these lines were crossed, I'm telling you, this looks nice together. You start seeing a swarm of these guys flying next to this HISS tank and it firing off rockets. Dude, I got some pictures in my mind. I love it. This is going to be so cool. And the fact that what we have from Hasbro Pulse that I was just charged with today, so hopefully I'll get it before Christmas, is we have the HISS Fire Team coming out as well. So I really like that. All right. I love the Fire Team look. I know it's repaints. We love repaints, actually, because it gives us more variety for what we're looking at and more bang for our buck. And that light's in the way. So I'm sorry about that. Let me adjust this. There, so it's not as annoyingly bright. But the Fire Team with the Range Viper and the Officer and the Infantry guy with all the other accessories. Dude, I can't wait. I really can't wait. This is worth the money. I say that, not flippantly, because I honestly do love this vehicle. I think it's really cool. I think it's gorgeous. I think the work and the effort they put into this was worth the money. And I hope everyone who got one likes it as much as I do. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can really do for posing, for messing around with your figures. I know, you want a Cobra Commander with his, dude, what am I doing? Dude, why didn't someone correct me on this? Don't worry, Titan. I have protection. I put in zero sugar ginger ale. So just enough to mellow it out. But it is, for those who don't know, Segway. This is Sagamore Spirit Distillery, another Baltimore rye whiskey distillery here. Very, very nice. This is the Sophie Farmhouse caged or cast aged rye. Very lovely. For those that do enjoy a good rye whiskey, that is a domestic. But I opened this guy up, so why would I not put him in place? Someone should have stopped me beforehand. And I will definitely have to pull out the accessories for the finger pointing. But this This is kind of what you want to see, right? Hopefully. And that is Cobra Commander sitting in his H.I.S.S, pointing it into battle, dude. Fully decked out, fully armed, and ready to just knock the shit out of some Joes. This, I know people don't want to take this out, and they say there's going to be one that's going to be released separately. Sure, whenever they do, they do. But right now, I don't want to wait. And seriously, between that look or this look, dude, I like the retro, man. I'm glad I opened it up because I think that really sells, and maybe it's because I got the old canopy on, and like the old. I mean, this is the vintage side right here, right? That really looks awesome. It really impressed me. Yeah, this is really cool. I love it. So let's see, what am I missing? If I was more into Joe, I would have gotten it. Cool design, and the toy looks like it's well done. Dude, it really is. And I mean, I've been critical this year of a lot of releases, and Hasbro's Classified line has shoved out a lot of stuff to us. And the challenges in regards to QC and whatnot, they really did well with this setup here with the figures. Now, like I said, for me, and this is another little quick custom that I saw Articulate and Ninja do with another Horde Swarm and using the Marvel Legends Despair head on this. Looks scary as hell. Anyway, like I said, with him, these weapons, these guns here, getting it into their hands is right now, without going too far into it, it's still kind of pardon me, a pain in the ass for me. So I don't know if I'm actually going to use these. I might use some Valorverse weapons, but again, when we're so used to getting weapons that have the minimum amount of deco on it, you've got a shiny glossy red, a glossy black, silver here for the bayonet, and a removable magazine. I mean, this itself is more effort they put into this one weapon that we've seen with a lot of other figures in the line. Kind of going back to the Ron Rudat stuff. I mean, we have a glossy black with a tampograph here. We have this matte grayish black with black along here, and it's all really painted well. Like there's no bleed over. The silver on the goggles is nice and straight. And again, just the fact that you could actually do a full split. How many Classified figures or Marvel Legends figures can you actually do that with? They got drop downs. They can get up there. I mean, you can set this guy up to do so much stuff. He's got a thigh swivel. I mean, and the fact that he's got these gloves, if you want to have this tactician come up here and slug in a Joe with this on, dude, that's kind of crazy. So, I mean, overall, just a really, really nice set of figures and vehicle. I mean, this is now, what is next? What's the standard? If this is the amount of effort they're going to put into a collector's edition vehicle compared to a retail version, right? And this isn't bad. Like the paint deco on this Tiger Force Ram is pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to complain. The tampos are nice and sharp. It's really nice compared to the first vehicle they gave out, which was the bare minimum, right? You got these tampos on here, and you got these little plastic inserts here to kind of do the gauges. You've gone from this to this, and like I said, this thing's huge. I don't know what's going to happen next year when the Dragonfly comes out. If they put this amount of effort into this, that Dragonfly, I have a lot more confidence in it. This is a win. This is probably going to be definitely in my top 10 for 2023 for my action figure line. So that's I've rambled on here enough, but I want to hear from you guys. I mean, like, who in the chat actually has one? And have you open it up? I know it sounds simple, but I mean, I got this thing on Monday, and just because of life, I didn't get a chance to open it till tonight. So a lot of this reaction, all my impression is totally legit because I never put all this stuff together until right now with you fine people because I am a professional as I drop stuff. But anyway, dude, you opened yours on Monday. I know. Well, we did the unboxing on Sunday, bro. But I mean, just to play around with the figures and stuff. I know you were working through things, and also True Starscreamer right here has a Death Source that he's going to do an unboxing for. So we're going to have more live, guys. Not only on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. with the Figure Action Podcast, which you are already subscribers on, but on his own channel he's going to do that. And we did one on Sunday for his tank, and I was jealous and impressed on what he was showing. I'm telling you, it's a different feeling when you actually have it in hand and you start messing around with it. But yeah, dude, this is everything. McLaren, you got it on Monday and it's still in the box, dude. I'm telling you, when you open this up, man, give yourself some time. I wish I had given myself a little more time, but I'm not unimpressed. I'm really not. Like I said, I love how it looks next to a Valiverse guy. I mean, you could easily put him in. If I had a Viper or a Cobra Infantry guy, I'd do a Kenny Val and put the head on there just to see what happens. Dr. Diecast, what's going on, man? You have to catch this on the replay. Yeah, so I mean, I can ramble on and on, but really, like, this is an impressive release. And I only did one other Haslab, and that was the Star Saber for Transformers. And this knocks that completely out of the water. This to me equals the excitement that a lot of people had for Jabba's sail barge. Not at all comparing the two, but I mean, in regards to just the quality, the appeal, the nostalgic look with it. Yeah, Mariano. I mean, look, we already kind of looked at things with the news this week. Unfortunate news. I mean, we'll talk about it tomorrow, but the CEO says they want to consolidate on their IPs. They want to put more effort into what's going on. And for my opinion, Hasbro classified G.I. Joe stuff is their bread and butter right now. Transformers, while they're putting out a lot of stuff, and I give kudos to those guys, they are a distant second to the G.I. Joe team. And by far away from the Marvel Legends group. All right. And that might be bias. I'll say that. But when I get figures that for the most part work the way they're supposed to do, and I get something like this, I don't have any problem saying that. Again, it's my opinion. We'll work at it as we go. But again, such a nice piece. So yeah, I mean, different tiers, different looks. Retro card Cobra Commander, open, playing around. I'll probably do some pictures on Instagram later on, showing him with his weapons on and whatnot. As we go through and get ready for the holidays, I wish I had time off, but I'm going to be working straight through New Year's, and hopefully I'll get a day or two off in between. But yeah, I'm very happy with this, and I'm happy to have spent the past hour with you guys. This really was kind of a mental help on my end, because I like to edit stuff. I like to make it look nice. I like to kind of be able to zoom in and whatnot. But this format was kind of more free flowing, and it really kind of helped my creative side to kind of come up with talking about stuff, minus the points that I wanted to really bring out with this. So it's really cool. And I wish I would have brought up, but I'm telling you, like, the H.I.S.S is so iconic. And look this up on your own. But G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Marvel Comics, issue 175. I'm going to recreate it right here the best I can. Picture this as a bat instead of the driver. We've got Serpentor up here growling on at Cobra Commander because we're in the middle of the Cobra Civil War. And at the time, where's she at? He had captured the Baroness, dude. Because Destro and the Iron Grenadiers had come to Cobra Island to fight for, now the story, I forget which side he was on. If he was with Cobra Commander or he's with Serpentor, or he was just his own dudes. But the cover of issue 175 has the Baroness strapped to the front of a H.I.S. tank, unconscious, and Serpentor is kind of menacingly looking ahead off the top of a H.I.S. tank. So, dude, that, I mean, this is awesome. I love it. You know, all you need is a little bit of twine, and you can recreate that image right then and there. So cool. So cool. But anyhow, man, I don't want to drag on too long with you guys, but, you know, I thank you for hanging out with me while I play with my H.I.S. tank. It's a great buy. I just got to figure out where I'm going to put it. Yes, Mariano, I print out a script for my videos because for my G.I. Joe stuff, if you look at my playlist, I do like a retrospective of the characters because I want to remember what these figures are. I'm not just going to look at the figure and say, all right, hey, it looks like this. Here's these stuff. These figures, this mythos, not this guy, this guy, there's a mythos, man. There's a history going all the way back to like 40 plus years, dude, of what these characters meant for kids old like me to remember. So I really want to bring that up. I mean, we've had, and this was during the time where we were inundated between comics, cartoons, toys, cereal, anything you can think of, mail-ins. You know, this is the stuff that I grew up on. And this is the stuff that, you know, looking at this, it brings it all back. So yeah, if I need to look at stuff and I want to look at the history of things, I like to put it out there because it kind of puts context behind where we've been to where we are now, you know? So yeah, you know, this is a good buy. I'm glad I got it. I'm glad it came before Christmas, dude. But yeah, now I got something to kind of mess around with. If I could take it to work, I would, but it's like carrying a small chihuahua, and that wouldn't really work with where I'm at. So, anyway, yeah. So, is there anything I missed? If there's any other questions or something you want me to point out again, shoot it in the chat real quick. I'm going to go probably for another maybe 10 minutes. We'll shut off here at 11. So, give everyone enough time to kind of look at stuff. You know, hey, if you would hit that like, whether you're watching this on the Figure Action channel or my channel, smash that like button, man. It's all going to help us out. Check out some of the other Figure Action hosts. T-Man978 has done a tremendous job with his review, so definitely check that out. And he utilizes everything, man. I mean, including the little sticker set. He makes it special. He makes it his own, man. So check him out. Mariano, I love it. Serpentor Tower is over. Yeah, dude. I mean, they're not leaning or anything. They're kind of standing there. But yeah, I mean, Serpentor is like I think right now is the biggest classified figure we've gotten. Someone can correct me on that. I don't know. I don't have a roadblock nearby. But pardon me. Yeah, dude, he's tall and he's thick. So put up and over the ladder for it to come down. All right, G, I'll try that, man. Let's try that right now. And I will trust you because you have a litany of tanks to deal with. So let's pull up. Okay, we're trying to pull up here and we're trying to bend it down. Let's see. Pull up and over. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. All right. There's a little nub there, dude. Very good call. Very good call. So yeah, you pull up on that nub and then rotate it down. It's got the diamond plating sculpt on the top of the ladder and also in there. Thanks, dude. Thank you for helping me out with that. So yeah, if you do a quick little thing here, you know, Cobra Commander's cheering this guy on. Bullshit. You know you want to do that. You don't care about him. But yeah, that's really cool. And it snaps right back into place. G Tony, you're the man, dude. Thank you. What else, guys? What else? Like I said, this backing, I don't know how we can do some different sizes, you know, with what we got going on here. Sorry if this is not completely set. Let me back up a little taste. And Titan, man, thanks, man. Yeah, I know the cough. I got a little bit of congestion going on. I've been taking Afrin and everything else. That's another reason why I didn't want to film, because my nose is clogged up and I would have sounded absolutely wretched. So we'll take a 6-inch buck. So again, he's a little big, dude. So I don't know. Let's try a female. We'll try Baroness. So even her with her heels and whatnot, she's a little big. So again, you're kind of crouching down to come out, to say the least. But it's not bad. Can't have everything in the world. So I mean, the fact that we have a jump seat, which I will put back in before I lose that, is a nice little touch that we can adjust. Let me see if I can get it in there real quick. Sorry for my hands in your vision. But yeah, so there's that. Sergeant Slaughter compared with Serpentor. Dude, all right. I'm going to do behind the scenes. Kind of embarrassed by it. But when I say I'm behind on stuff, I'm behind on stuff. So, going over, this is all action figure stuff. G.I. Joe, AWOC, Marvel Legends stuff. Sergeant Slaughter's somewhere in there. So I'm not really going to grab him right now. This is all airbrush stuff. So maybe someday I'll clean this up and actually do like a workshop video. I'm trying to do some other stuff. I'm actually kind of getting back into crafting a little bit more. But anyway, I'm regressing here. Again, just really cool. And really, the box itself was, they said the box was like 10 to 13 pounds. Did your jump seat ship in the front or back position? Seems like the mix depending on. So when I opened them up here initially, and I know it moved around a little bit when I was manipulating it, I want to say it was sitting a little lower. So let me see if I can scoot it down a little bit. I think that's the lowest part. There's the upper part, if that helps looking in here. Here, let's get a little bit of a different angle. So there's all the way up. I don't know who's going to sit there. Short round from the Indiana Jones line, because that's way up high. You're going to, hit into that stanchion for the cannons. But that's kind of like the lowest position there. And I think that's how it came when I first opened this door. So, yeah, so that's that. What else we got here? What other questions we got, Mario? No worries, man. I'm sure if I do some other stuff, maybe I'll do some comparison with sizes. Actually, you know what, bro? I did a Serpentor and a Sergeant Slaughter video, and I know I compared the two there. So if you check that in my classified playlist, you'll see how they stack up against each other. Just remember that. Shameless plug. All right, so let's see. We got about 4 minutes left. What else you guys got? I appreciate, at least on my channel, I'm seeing there's 11 people here. I don't know how many we have on the figure action side, but dude, thank you guys for spending the time with me. I really, really appreciate it. Was not asking up or down. Can you move the jump seat into two positions, one at the front and one at the back? I'm sorry, dude. So let's look again here. And I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying here. I guess that's kind of going into the fact that we have what appears to be various positions. Let's see if I can show you guys here. In here. Mine obviously here is in what I guess is considered the center. But I guess theoretically you could pull this out. I guess you got to take the top out and kind of slide it into the front or the rear. Good call on that, McClowering. Dude, that's really cool. Again, customization, just variety on stuff. I would not have noticed that until you said something. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much. So yeah, middle section. So yeah, that's really cool. Really cool. I really want to see if other weapons besides the what comes with the figures with this line comes in here. Who do I got? Who do I have? Here, we'll play around again. We'll cross-pollinate. We've got a Valiverse sniper rifle. Let's see how that sits in here. Like butter, dude. Perfect. And that's just half-assed putting in placement there. Yes, Mariano, I want you to put in the work, check out my videos, and like everything, dude. It'll help me out. You guys realize I was just looking at the other day. I only done the channel a year. I have over 400 subscribers, which I am humbled completely. And I was just looking today. I'm like 91 people shy of hitting 500, which would be like amazing. I don't know what the hell I would do, but yeah. I mean, thank you guys for those that are subscribed, um, and check out my stuff. I truly appreciate it. Again, this is just a hobby for me. It's something fun. It's allowing me to actually do things like this, play around with my stuff, you know, talk to you guys, mess around and be fun for a little bit. Kind of get away from the humdrum of drama, toy drama, and all the other crap in the world. Supposedly you can move the seat all the way up and tilt it forward to get out. No need to take it apart. Okay, you know what? I will try that, man. And I will definitely let you know. I'll definitely respond or talk to you, and let you know how I did it or how it worked out for me. I'm really surprised with. I know there was some concern with this seatbelt, but honestly, dude, if you just take your time, you don't pull this around, and like I said, it gives you plenty of slack. You can easily take a figure in and out without causing hubbub or breaking things. I don't know if it would differ depending on the size. I don't think Serpentor is really going to fit in there, but why would Serpentor want to drive when he can fly around? Again, that sliding, you can have Baroness in there. So, yeah, really cool. So we are at 11 o'clock, guys. Toy drama or people drama? The answer is yes, Mariano. It's been a time, to say the least, but that's besides the point. Right now, we're talking about this guy, fully lit up, projecting that his symbol, that Cobra symbol, and scaring the bejesus out of civilians, Joes, as they advance in their evil terrorist missions to take over the world. So that's that, guys. First real live. Hopefully, I didn't sound too silly, but I had a good model to start out with. So I mean, this was a lot of fun. Finding a lot of these things out with you. Uh, it's just fun. I really enjoyed tonight. I got to thank T-Man 978 for highlighting some stuff, and really I want to thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, True Star Screamer, dude. It has a different avatar here on StreamYard. I apologize, but True Star Screamer, thank you. If you want to pop up, I can definitely bring you to the stage, and we can kind of chat for a second if you want. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you're not beautiful. Who knows?
I don't know why it has T-Man's icon on there, but that's weird.
Yeah. It won't let me change it until we go out of here, but you know what? It's okay. So, dude, thank you for helping me with this tonight. There you go.
There you go. I was
Titan,
having fun. I'm sorry. I don't know if you saw. I was having fun.
thanks, man. And Titan, thank you for enjoying everything. Yeah, it's my nose sounds a little off, but I had a lot of fun. So
Fantastic breakdown. Fantastic.
Thanks, man. And thank you for letting me on when you opened yours up, because it saved a lot of time with all the packaging with this thing. Holy crap, dude.
Yeah. All right, man. Awesome.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate it. And guys, thank you everyone that came on tonight to look at this. Again, I truly appreciate it. And with that, we'll see you guys tomorrow night on the Figure Action Podcast, talking about toys. We're less than a little over a week from Christmas, so get those things wrapped, get those final gifts that you want. But more importantly, spend time with your family, spend time with those you love, and let the time actually like bring you some pleasure, man. I know it's tough for some people. It's a hard time overall, but if all else, reach out to a friend, reach out to a stranger, reach out to someone here on the chat or on the channel. We're always on YouTube. Just leave a comment. Dude, we're always here. All right. We all love toys. We all love the engagement. So, we're
Right.
here for each other. That's the main thing. So, uh, I can spend time with my family or with those I love, but not both. We are
On
going to
that
end with
note,
that because that is truth.
on that note,
Yeah. So again, everyone, thank you so much, and we'll talk again soon. I'm going to try to get some videos back up and rolling because I got a lot of shit to back up on and go through. So, thanks. Have a great night, everyone. Bye bye.